Yes, Benjamin has been left out and Marshall has been brought in place. And that was always expected once Marshall was going to be fit. And this will also give him a great opportunity to break that record of Lance Gibbs, because India batting first with the moisture, I'm sure Marshall will be out there with his tail up looking forward to bowl in on this wicket and to get those 3 wickets as quick as possible.
And trying to stop him doing that will be that same Dilip Bensarkar, the captain, experienced man. Ravi Shastri is up to number 3 these days and played Johnny well at Guyana. And then Mohammad Azerudin, also experienced, capital Dev. And Sanjay Manjrekar, who also is a young batsman of great promise. First ball of the second test match. Malcolm Marshall it is to Arun Lal. Oh, an involuntary shot there from Arun Lal. So Marshall again. Malcolm Marshall, 307 test wickets, 3 to go to beat Lance Gibbs' 309, which is the West Indies record. That's a good single. So India, 5 for no wicket, 3 overs bowled. And that's through. Runs behind square on the offside. Keith Arthurton chases. They say no, and they're quite right. Lovely bit of fielding. Long, low throw, left-handed. 1 run to Sidhu. That's a good Yorker. Well played.
Ambrose, Arun Lal, his favourite ball, the Yorker, Arun Lal coming down.
And there's one of the famous people in the Kensington Oval crowd, King Dial. Every time I've been here, he's been there with marvellous coloured suits. I think he quite likes publicity. But it's pink today, and he always hopes that will bring luck for the West Indies side. Ian Bishop is the new bowler. Oh, he's got him. First ball from Bishop. Beautiful line just on off stump, but Arun Lal not knowing whether to play, whether to leave it. And the catch is taken by Duchamp. So, alas, Arun Lal, after 50 minutes of gritty defence, is out, caught Duchamp, bowled Bishop, and at 14, India have lost their first wicket. He was nowhere near behind it, planted a foot on middle stump, just took a little bit of movement off the seam, maybe away from the bat, and that was the end of Arun Lal. Ravi Shastri, 62nd test match, highly experienced player, but not very experienced at the number 3 batting position. Was moved up there in the Guyana test, the first test of this series, and has held his place up the order. That's very well bowled again. Just a little movement away from the right-handed batsman, and extremely well played by Shastri. Lovely bit of fielding by Keith Arthurton at cover. That was a lovely shot too, deserved better fate. Sidhu has concentrated on back foot play against these fast bowlers, but he's never lost the opportunity to attack off that back foot. Well, there was a shout, I think, from the crowd. Hands of anticipation raised at slip. Ian Bishop has taken the one wicket in his Test career, so we have that on record. Arun Lal caught by Jeff Dujon. Oh, it's in the air and dropped short. And when you think someone as tall as Shastri gets surprised, well, it just shows how quickly these lads bowl. Curtly Ambrose, the bowler.
Yeah, this is a short ball from Ambrose, and it's coming high and hit right on the top of the bat of Ravi's. I think he was lucky to get away with that.
Oh, well stopped. Brilliant stop.
Yeah, this well pitched up to Ravi, and the thick outside edge, and a very fine stop from Richie Richardson diving to his left.
Shastri, nicely played, off the mark. Two runs to Shastri. 17 for 1. The man out, Arun Lal. Caught Dujon bowl Bishop for 8. Change of bowling, which in West Indians terms really is same song, second or third or fourth verse. Courtney Walsh. Oh, well, he looked composed, he looked to have the ball under control, but it might have run anywhere.
The short ball from Courtney, and Ravi plays very close to his body, and he just went between his two legs. Actually, he didn't know where the ball was going exactly.
Bravely played, but that was painful. It came back sharply from outside off stump, it seemed. Jimmy Armour's alongside me.
Tony, it was a quick delivery from Ambrose, from Courtney Walsh. It was short, but came into the right-hander. He wanted to leave it. I think he was in no position to get away from the line of the ball.
17 for 1. It's a better shot by Sidhu. Atherton runs, and they're right not to go. He's a lovely fielder. Beautiful throw with that left hand of his. There's a big gap there, and that's 4 runs. That's the first 4 for Ravi Shastri. Nicely turned off his legs. That beats Courtney Walsh. Good positive start by the Indian number 3.
Very fine ball from Bishop, well pitched up outside the off stump, and a very fine catch from Richie Richardson diving to his right. Ravi was nowhere near the line of the ball. He just came forward and played away from his body. Well pitched a ball, moving away from the right-hander, and he's playing away from the body. And Richie Richardson diving to his right and taking a very fine catch.
They really are lovely catches, and that was Shastri a little slow to get out there, as Jimmy Armanath has been saying. Very well bowled by Bishop, his second wicket of the morning. And so India now are beginning to struggle. 22 for 2.
The Indian batting depends heavily on the captain, Vinsarkar. And he has a very good record, 101 matches, 6,388 runs, with an average of 45.62 with 1,700.
Oh, might have gone anywhere. It's gone to a gap in the slip fielding, which is just as well for Sidhu. 2 runs scored. A very tentative shot indeed.
Here is a short ball from Courtney Walsh outside the off stump, and Sidhu is playing away from his body.
That's it. He's out. Easily caught by Vivian Richards at first slip. And alas, it's a first mistake really for Sidhu.
This short ball outside the off stump. Sidhu not moving his right leg, playing away from his body. And a straightforward catch to Vivian Richards fielding at first slip. And he accepted very nicely.
So there goes Sidhu, caught Richards, bowled Walsh for 11. And India now 27 for 3. He wants to go. Oh! Well, well, well. There was never a run there. Not only hit it to cover to Atherton, but to Atherton's left hand. And he's got an absolutely lethal throw with that arm.
Here, as they're playing off the back foot, left to Atherton, and he slipped also. It was a no ball as well. I don't think there was any run in that too. And he was lucky to get back.
Good take. Jeffrey Dujon doing a fine job behind the stumps for the West Indies this morning. Ball down the leg side.
This one from Bishop is down the leg side, wide to Jeffrey Dujon. He has to dive to his left.
Bishop has 2 wickets so far. Good shot. Out towards mid-wicket. Runs into the boundary. 4 runs.
Walsh had a very good series in India in 1987-88.
Might very well have left that delivery alone. That left him outside the off stump.
India 41 for 3 after 22 overs.
Well, he gets runs for this one. This could go into the boundary for 4. Fine shot. Right on top of it.
There's a short ball on the leg in middle and goes across and flicked it beautifully. He's a very fine, very risky player. And
lovely shot from Dilip Vengsarkar. Atherton. Two runs to Dilip Vengsarkar there. Pleasant off drive. Well timed, but not a lot of power. He's gone to 12. Walsh. Good delivery, and well taken too by Jeffrey Dujon.
This one, not very short, coming into Bensaka, going between his bat and pad, and missing the stump.
So at lunchtime, India put into bat 52 for the loss of 3 wickets. Dilip Vengsarkar, 12 not out after a sketchy start, and Azerudin after a brave start, almost reckless, 13 not out. Better shot by Vengsarkar. Got behind it. Azerudin wants 2 and gets it. Vengsarkar didn't want to come.
Yes.
Now what's happened there? Ian Bishop maybe twisted the ankle, or there's something wrong with the foot.
Yes, Ian Bishop trying to pick this one up, and seems as though he went right over off balance and juggling the ball there, collecting it and throwing it. Oh, something seemed to have gone wrong.
Well, Ian Bishop comes off the field. It's a loss to West Indies to have one of their lead bowlers having to leave the field at this stage, middle of the afternoon. The score is 62 for 3. Well, that struck him on the arm. A painful blow indeed. I didn't really get up. I wonder why he didn't try to put bat to that.
Well, you see here, Vengsarkar is not really coming forward, not really going back. He's just standing there.
That's a good shot.
Yes, and that certainly was a good shot by Vengsarkar. And this is what the Indian players have to do, start putting the bat to the ball. I think that they're allowed too many bad balls to get away.
Good shot by Azza, well fielded. A couple of giant strides there by Courtney Walsh. There'll be 1, and they look for 2. They go, it's close. Oh, it must be out. Vengsarkar went for 2, but it was a tremendous pickup. A wonderful throw by Curtly Ambrose. A direct hit, and it was all over. And Vengsarkar, after this promising recovery, has got himself out. What a tragedy for India.
Well, it is a great tragedy. This is the 3rd time that between these 2 players that they have been a run-out. Twice in the one-day games, and now in the test match at this very crucial moment when India needed something. And here Marshall, 1 cut back, and Vengsarkar an inside edge, not come off the face, and there he is, ran in 1, and here come Ambrose in, picked up, and a lovely throw on the run and hit the stumps. India 68 for 4 off 29 overs.
Azerudin, 17 not out. Yes. You can feel that he's itching to do it, and this time he middles it beautifully, straight through extra cover. 4 runs to Azerudin.
Ambrose, and this one is not pitched as well up as one would expect, but Azerudin played it off the back foot beautifully. Always looking to play shots. And there's
Still to be Malcolm Marshall to Azerudin. Oh, just slips past outside off stump.
Marshall, Azerudin, and he's just pushing at it outside the off stump, not moving his feet. And
it's still to be Kirtley Ambrose to Azerudin. Great shot. He doesn't hold back, and Keith Arthurton is chasing that and just beaten to the fence. A very good stroke indeed by Azerudin.
Ambrose and pitching this one up, and Azerudin going back and playing the drive off the back foot through mid-off. And Arthurton is chasing it, but he has no chance. The ball reaches the fence just before him.
Yes, finds the gap. Nicely steered. And 4 more to Azerudin. And suddenly, in the middle of the afternoon, Jimmy Omnath, India are beginning to pick up some runs.
Yeah, this ball is played between gully and third slip along the ground.
Oh! He cursed himself. If only.
This is well pitched up to his outside the off stump, and he's nowhere near the ball. And it's just a hairy-fairy shot from Azerudin.
India now 94 for 4. Finds the gap. Gordon Greenwich. Ian Bishop, the bowler. Yes, and there comes the 100. 1 run down to fine leg. That brings up the 100 for India, for the loss of 4 wickets. Arun Lal for 8 and Shastri for 10. Sidhu for 11. Vengsarkar 20. Courtney Walsh to Mandraker. What reflexes Gus Logie has there at short square leg. Picks up the almost impossible catches. Not that time, but you could just see the potential. Still the cluster of close fielders.
Short ball from Walsh and Manjrekar, ducking down and going on a nice height straight to Jeffrey Dujon.
That's good shots, found the gap, square, just behind on the offside, and that's 4 runs. And the pattern really is of ball after ball, blocked and avoided, and suddenly Azerudin cuts loose.
Yeah, short ball, and it was in the air, but very safe, wide of gully and point. He timed it beautifully. And he's the only guy who looks like, or who is playing his shots very well.
Oh, he's dropped him. Well bowled indeed by Bishop, but he was dropped at third slip. And they take 1, they take 2, they take 3. So that was a bad mistake for West Indies.
Short ball from Bishop outside the off stump, and he played with an angular bat wide of Richie Richardson. He dived to his left but couldn't hold it.
Oh, beautifully played. More than worked. It was flicked around the leg side by Mandraker, and that's a super shot, really is.
This down the leg side from Bishop, and Majreka in well positioned and flected beautifully off his legs.
46 to Azerudin. It's over the top. That'll be his 50 though. Very lucky, but you know, you make your luck. And without Azerudin, India would have been in a very dismal state indeed. The applause around the ground for a half-century for Azerudin. Let's remember the good shots. There have been plenty of those.
It's well pitched up to Azar, and his left foot was nowhere near the ball. He wanted to have a go. His thick tops outside edge, and went over the slip for a 4.
60 balls, 50 runs. So you can see he's not been loitering. Courtney Walsh to Mandraker. Oh, he's cracked that away, and that's a reasonably safe shot. It's high, no man down there, and that's 4 runs. And that brings up a 50 partnership between these two batsmen.
A short ball from Courtney Walsh outside the off stump, and he purposely hit it over gully and slip because the ball of the height was so much. It was a very safe shot from Majreka.
Courtney Walsh to Mandraker. And that finds a gap too. It was uppish. And Courtney, no doubt, will think that was towards a chance. But for Mandraker, it's 4 more runs. No third man.
Short ball and playing a square cut. Not rolling his disc over the shot. It's going in the air, wide of third slip.
Oh, that was a very, very nasty ball indeed. And Bishop insisted that the batsman hit it. Azerudin points to his shoulder. They have the staring match between them. It was a brilliant catch by Dujon with all the ingredients of a tremendous dismissal, but you really have to hit the ball with the bat first.
A very short, quick delivery from Bishop, which hit Azerudin on his left elbow. And Dujon running to his left, diving and taking a beautiful catch, and they all appeal.
That was fast, and it's in the air, and he's got him. Well bowled, Bishop. It really had Azerudin rattled there with the bouncer, the ball before, and that was quick and short. Azar going for a shot again, scooped it to mid-wicket.
Yes, short ball again from Bishop, coming into the batsman, coming to Azerudin's body, and inflicted up in the air, straight to Ambrose, fielding very close to square leg umpire. India 139 for 5.
Incoming batsman is Kapil Dev, one of the great all-rounders. To Mandraker. The end of a very fine over by Ian Bishop brings us along to the tea interval, and there you see the Indian scoreboard put into bat by Richards this morning. Arun Lal was caught Dujon Bishop for 8. Sidhu was out to Walsh for 9. Ravi Shastri out to Bishop again for 6. So that was a very important breakthrough. 27 for 3 the score was then. Then Dilip Vengsarkar, the Indian captain, ran himself out. A marvellous throw by Curtly Ambrose. And a partnership of 41 between Vengsarkar and Azerudin was broken. Then we saw Azerudin play some really adventurous shots with his 61. He was out just before tea. Again, Bishop was the bowler. He's had a marvellous day with the ball. And Mandraker, a solid 22, has just been joined by Kapil Dev. 141 then for 5, the Indian total. Courtney Walsh. Oh, lovely shot, square on the offside, and that'll crash into the perimeter advertising there. No trouble at all 4 runs to Mandraker. What a fine shot that was.
And certainly a bad ball, very short. And it got the treatment which it deserved, very short outside the off stamp. And Mandraker right on top of it, playing a lovely square cat. Not giving the fielder backwards point any chance at all.
Curtly Ambrose is the bowler. Well, it's high in the sky, but it's safe. Now, will it carry? Yes, it bounces on into the white wall there for 4 runs. It was quite an extravagant shot.
Well, it certainly wasn't one of the textbook shots, as you can see here. Ambrose is just straying outside the off stump, and Mandrake down on his knees and opening the face of the bat and hitting it over the point head and dropped first bounce and just rolled into the boundary.
Lovely shot. Got out there with the front foot and a crisp little follow through, and that's 4 runs to Mandraker.
And that was certainly a lovely shot. Walt pitching it right up in Mandraker in a lovely position and flowing straight back, straight through mid-off, and the ball just flowing away to the boundary, not giving the fielders any chance at all.
It's in the air, but it's safe because there's no man there. That's 4 runs.
This one from Curtly Ambrose is very short, and as you can see, Capel-Deb has got all the time in the world to open the face of the bat and play it over the top of gully. And it's dropped about 2 bounces and then roll into the boundary.
Big shout from the crowd. They just heard the thud of the ball in the pad. That was enough.
So this one is, again, going down the leg side. As you can see, Capel-Deb just outside the legs, way outside the leg stump, really.
Oh, lovely shot. That's real Capel-Deb at his very best.
Oh, that was a very, very exciting shot. Beautifully played. I think Ambrose must be wondering what has gone wrong with him. As you see him here, again, just not that short, but Capel-Deb giving himself a little bit of room and playing a very exciting shot. Straight through, past cover, extra cover, and you can see the ball just rolling away there into the boundary. It's hit the boundary board, another 4.
Oh, brilliant shot. Mandraker square offside. It flashes for 4. It was almost, dare I say it, as a neutral or Caribbean type shot.
I don't think you'll see many better shots than this, as Walsh bowled and a lovely shot down low and playing a lovely square drive with a cross bat this time, not the straight drive with a straight bat. India 5 for 177.
Oh, yes, and again, beautifully placed too by Keppel. Nothing at all chancy in that, but one of the few shots we've seen played in front of the wickets for 4.
As you see here, Ambrose again, and this one was well timed, right up, and Capel-Deb going on to the back foot and then coming through and following through with it. A beautifully timed shot.
Patrick Patterson not involved in this contest. But that's beautifully timed again, whipped off the pads. Well, that was a lovely shot. It was effortless, and if it caught us by surprise, it was a sort of shot you just
see Marshall in, and very short back lift, and just a push, but it was timed so well. As Tony has said, that the fielders chasing it, but he could have given it up halfway. There's no way that he was going to ever get close to that one. Beautiful shot.
another brilliant strike. There's a man down there this time. Brilliant shot for a single. 51 off 94 balls. Oh, he almost, well, he appeared to lose sight of that. He was prepared to duck and weave and suddenly middled it.
Well, I really couldn't tell you what happened here. I don't think Mandrake can tell you either. He's trying to get out of the way, and the ball, expecting the ball to lift, I think, a lot higher than it did. Not the best way to leave alone a ball if you're going to leave it alone, but it was probably in that case a good thing, because I think that had missed the bat, it probably would have hit the stumps.
But that's through. And Vibrich is still attacking, quite rightly too. He feels that one more wicket and they'll be right the way through. Still without a third man, and if you hit it well, it's 4 runs.
Again, you see Bishop again, and anything that strays outside the off stump, these Indian batsmen is not making any mistakes with it, and rightly so. I think that with the kind of feel that is being set these days for fast bowlers, it gives the opportunity to batsmen to score runs behind the wickets.
199 now for 5. Oh, does it again. What have I got to do, he says.
I think this time this was a beautiful ball. This was just pitched on the off stump and just leaved him. I don't think that this was one that he carelessly played at. Lovely ball.
Well, that's 4 runs. Square cut, short enough outside the off stump.
Now this one was short from Marshall, and this was a much better shot and the correct shot to play, right on top of it again and cutting it.
Bishop with a short ball and punished appropriately enough, pulled away, down forward of square leg for 4 runs. He's out this time, though. It's a good catch at the second attempt, too. Richie Richardson. Richie Richardson.
You can see the crowd there, they're cheering. Bishop again, and this one is just outside, and this time Kapildeb not moving his feet and just opening the bat, and Richie Richardson got it, pushing it up, taking it on the second attempt. And that is what India really didn't want this evening. Kapildeb was playing so well. I was hoping that he probably would stay there and see the rest of the afternoon out. But that wasn't to be. Again, Bishop, short, open in the face of the bat, not controlling the shot. And Richie Richardson pushing it up and then taking it on the second attempt.
So India now 6 wickets down, 218 runs on the board after 59 overs. 473 runs he's got, Gary, in 20 test matches with a highest score of 49. Murray getting off the mark there. Winston Herbert, substitute fielder. And there is Marshall. Murray is gone. He walks away. He doesn't even wait for the decision. Knew he got the edge onto that one. Kieran Murray playing at the delivery, which left him outside the off stump. Let's have another look.
It's well pitched up delivery from Marshall, and Murray coming forward and playing slightly away from the body. and a straightforward catch to Jeffrey Dujon behind the wicket.
So India now 219 for 7. 168 runs, aggregate, average of 24, high score of 57, 7 matches, 11 innings. Good shot. This will bring Ayub 4 runs. Played this one very well down towards third man. So, top scorer by Mandraker so far 72. Aaron Lal out for 8, and Sidhu for 9. Another good take by Jeffrey Dujon down the leg side, and Dujon has kept wicket very well all day. He is a spectacular wicket-keeper, Jeffrey Dujon, and really it always is a joy. Let's look at this again. Walsh, delivery, which is just on a good length, and down the leg side, coming off the pad, and Dujon getting well across with diving and taking it in both gloves.
Yeah, the player looks a bit dejected with the performance of the Indian team. Only, I would say, 3 batsmen did pretty well. Azerudin, Manjrekar and Kapil Dev. They could have done much better because there was not much in the wicket except the first session.
Walsh bowls to Ayub. Oh, that one made some height off the pitch. Wasn't close enough to Ayub really to cause him any problem.
Yeah, there's a short ball from Courtney Walsh, and I think he played it very well and moved away from the line.
India 242 for 7 after 67 overs.
That beats the field. That was a very short ball outside off stump. Manjrekar, of course, is in very special form at this stage. Yes, no, go back. Oh, he must be out. Oh, good fielding by Keith Atherton at cover. He threw out the stumps.
Yeah, I should coming forward and playing to covers, and there's always yes and no between the two, and Arthur moving very quickly to his left.
That's a good shot. Straight through extra cover. Well, he may be in the bottom half of the order, but Arshad Ayub certainly recognises a half volley when he sees one.
It's well pitched up, and he's driving beautifully with the full swing between mid-off and covers. A very well-timed shot, and there was no chance for Courtney Walsh to stop that one.
How was that? No, they say. Quicker one, harried onto him. Yes, the quicker one, but it drifted down leg side, and Manjrekar's in prime form. So 4 more to Manjrekar. Delightful runs. What a lovely innings he's played.
This is well pitched up on the leg stump. It comes forward and drives it beautifully between mid-wicket and square leg. And his timing shot very well, and there was no chance for Gus Logan.
Drops him. He dropped him. Jeff Dujon, usually so immaculate, actually punches one out and doesn't like the experience either.
This well pitched up from Ambrose, and he plays the wrong line and thick outside edge. on a catchable height, diving to his right, but couldn't hold it.
That's a good shot too. Oh. Super fielding. Greatest cheer for the local boy. Winston Herbert is on the field as a substitute fielder.
Ambrose. Ayub driving nicely. This will go for 4. Beautiful shot through the covers. Overpitched. Umpire Lloyd Barker making the signal. Arshad Ayub. Let's look at it again.
It's well pitched up and hits it on the up. It was in the air, but well over covers for a 4. There was no chance.
Oh, fine bit of cricket.
And those two excellent batsmen, Manjrekar and Ayub, saw out the day for India because bad light stopped play some half an hour before the end of scheduled play. 281 then the final score. Well, as for the West Indies, it was a hard day as bowling. Ian Bishop, the best of the bunch there, 4 for 69, and no record yet for Malcolm Marshall. He had to settle for 1 for 50. So that's the situation, and now we come to day 2. How will the wicket play? Well, one of the umpires, David Archer, says it'll get better and better. So Gary Sobers thinks it's over dry and will take spin on the 3rd day. That should favour India, but in any case, to enhance their chances, India must dig in now. Manjrekar and Ayub must continue. Well, I wonder if they can. Let's join the play. Malcolm Marshall, 308 test wickets now. Lance Gibbs is one ahead of him, and Lance Gibbs is on the ground today. Oh, well bowled. That's a good delivery, and the first time we've seen Manjrekar in trouble today, Gary.
Marshall to Manjrekar, and this is a very, very good ball, just missing the outside edge of Manjrekar's bat.
Beaten again, just outside off stump.
This is a much better over again for Ambrose. And he's bringing that one this time back. Manjrekar just getting the edge.
Well, the crowd thought it was a catch, but no one really close to the wicket did.
Marshall, first ball with the 3rd over the new ball, lifts him a bit, and Ayub tried that. Hit him on the shoulder, flew in the air, and there is the slips. Richie Richardson dive in, that's all on shore.
Oh, that was a vicious bouncer. Really took off straight over Ayub's head.
First one around the wicket, short. Ayub did well.
India moving on slowly, 289 for 7. That's a very useful bouncer. It was quick. So cleverly disguised too. Exactly the same action and bringing lightning reactions from the batsman.
Certainly wasn't that short either. And just getting up around chest height. Manjrekar did well to tuck under it.
Curtly Ambrose having a much better day today. 25 overs, 0 for 83. No wickets yet, but he's bowled extremely well. He's beaten both batsmen. Well, it's amazing there are wickets left standing. I think Ayub thinks that as well. He got the line wrong, the length wrong, and Curtly Ambrose is cheated yet again.
Ambrose again. Ayub, this time is one of these Ambrose specialist Yorkers, and Ayub playing down the wrong line completely.
Wow, that really took off. Too high to be dangerous, but it doesn't half make the heart flutter.
Oh, this one really generates some speed and bounce out of the wicket, and it really took off, as you can see, Dujon.
Curtly Ambrose to Sanjay Manjrekar, who is 96 not out. No, go back. Oh, had it hit, he would have been out. That was an absolutely reckless piece of running by Manjrekar.
Ambrose and Manjrekar playing this one out to cover. I think that he'd forgotten that Arthurton is a left-hander, and he took off for the run and was very lucky, because if that ball had struck the wicket, he would have been out.
Wes Hall, Minister of Tourism and Sport. That's a good shot, and that could well be his 100. It's a big chase down there for Curtly Ambrose, which he gives up, and the generous applause of this wonderful crowd here at Bridgetown for Sanjay Manjrekar. Tremendous century.
And that was a magnificent shot to bring his 100 up. And was first ball, after a very quiet morning, it was strange. First ball pitched right up, and Manjrekar given it full treatment.
What a lovely moment for him.
Lovely shot. On a well-deserved 100.
Sanjay Manjrekar, a marvellous century, 14 fours, and it's taken him an hour now to get from 93 to 100. 7 runs in an hour, but worth waiting for.
The 300 came up in 464 minutes of 96.1 overs. 300, 464 minutes, 96.1 overs.
Oh, that's well bowled by Courtney Walsh. Gets the lift outside off stump.
Yeah, short of a length ball and moving away after pitching. It's a very fine leg cutter and lifting delivery.
.303 for 7, India. The batsman, Ayub, 32 not out. Here comes Ian Bishop. That beats him for pace.
Yeah, this ball from Bishop, outside the Austin, well pitched up, and you played the wrong line, and he was lucky not to nick it.
Ian Bishop to Ayub, who is 32 not out. Got him. Gord Richards caught so very easily at first slip, and that's a 5th wicket for Ian Bishop. Congratulations to the catcher, but especially to the young bowler, Ian Bishop. And perhaps more than anything for Arshad Ayub. 32 magnificent runs and supporting Manjrekar. India now then 303 for 8.
This well pitched up from Bishop, just wide of the off stump, and he's playing away from his body and a thick outside edge. And a straightforward catch to be able to ditch it at first slip.
India 303 for 8.
Here from Bishop down the leg side, and Sharma tries to flick misses this, and Jeffrey Dujon diving to his left and collecting the ball.
Chetan Sharma is off the mark.
Ian Bishop, bowling to Sharma. Well, he gets 2 runs for this, but the drive was dragged across the steps, and there was the chance of a possible run out as Sharma looked for the 3rd run, but he got back in.
I think very wisely, Manjrekar sent him back. Otherwise, definitely there would have been a run out. And he plays a cross-bat shot to mid-on. There's no fielder over there. Logue is giving a chase. And then Marshall coming from mid-off. A long chase for Marshall. And Chetan is looking for the 3rd. And he's about to throw the ball. And Manjrekar sent him back. And he's just managed to reach the crease.
Walsh. Oh, this is a good-looking straight drive here. This will go all the way for 4. Long chase out towards the sight screen, and there's Sanjay Manjrekar right in behind it and timing it well and pushing it just out of the reach of the bowler. Not with a lot of power, but very well placed, and that was a wide open gap. Lovely drive through the covers, 4 runs. Fine shot by Chetan Sharma.
Best shot of the day.
Chetan Sharma, a beautiful flowing extra cover drive, bringing him 4 runs. Fine shot.
Well pitched up to Chetan. He was not near the ball, but he timed it beautifully. He leaned onto it, and he went to the boundary like a rocket.
Bishop bowling this time to Sanjay Manjrekar. And there he is, an involuntary stroke up in the air, he's out.
Very fine inning from Sanjay Manjrekar. What a good 100 he has scored over here. He came into bat when the things were not very good for India, and he played very fine, compact, full of confidence, full of stroke.
The end of a fine innings by Sanjay Manjrekar. And a standing ovation for him. The crowd appreciating a fine knock by this young man.
It's a short ball from Bishop, which really surprised Sanjay Manjrekar. He was in 2 minds whether to play it or not. Hit him on the top of his bat and just lobbed straight to gully, straight to Gordon Greenwich. India 320 for 9.
Rawani, 4 tests, 23 runs so far, 7.66 his average. He's the leg spin bowler. And Ian Bishop, called upon to do a lot of work, has done it well. He bowls to Rawani. He gets off the mark, right in behind the ball. Good stroke. Gus Logie giving chase and doing the fielding. Rawani is 1. Applause for Ian Bishop. Well, there are just about 11 minutes to lunch as Rawani faces Walsh. And is out. Beautifully caught. Desmond Haynes. Just that short backward square. India are all out. Let's watch it again. Walsh, short delivery, down the leg side, turned away, out in the direction of Desmond Haynes, and he dived to his left, and he made a brilliant catch. Desmond Haynes bringing the innings to an end with a fine catch. And India are all out for 321 minutes before lunch on the second day.
So that's the situation with the Indian total of 321, based very much on the marvellous debut century by Manjrekar.
Sharma, good record. 53 wickets, 54 wickets, an average of 34.55. Desmond Haynes has been in very good form. Continue on from where he left off in Australia.
Well, you see, there's a fielder down there. That was all part of a little plot by Chetan Sharma to drop one in short, get a mishook and a catch. It's Kapil Dev at deep square.
Short, and Desmond in position and rolling the wrist down on top of that one.
Appeal for LBW, but Greenwich well outside the line of off stump there.
Sharma and Greenwich padding up to this one, wide outside the off stump.
7 for no wicket after 2 overs. Desmond Haynes, another international player who averages 40. Oh, beautifully bowled. Such a good line.
This was a lovely ball here from Kapil Dev to Desmond Haynes, and just move.
That's in the air, but between them, wonderful shot. Always under control. Very positive move by Gordon Greenwich.
Chetan Sharma, it wasn't all that short, but Greenwich was inside very quick and hooked it off his hip between the two fielders.
That's in the air. And he dropped it. Oh dear, that was the plan, and the plan all but worked, and Greenwich lives to tell the tale with 3 runs. And Arshad Ayub is saying it swerved, it swung. I was under it, but I was never under it.
Well, Chetan Sharma has set up Greenwich, and the plan came off. Greenwich hooking it down to deep backward square, and the fielder moved around, got himself into position, and he's circling under it, got right under the ball, still waiting on it, waiting a long, long time for it to come down, and there you see it, in and out.
Bowling to Gordon Greenwich. Wonderful shot. What more can you say?
Oh, it was a beautiful shot. There to Greenwich, and oh, what a lovely shot, right down on top of it, and cutting it through between point and gully.
And there's 4 more. Not a bad ball.
Kapil there. Greenwich getting a little movement, and Greenwich opening the face of the bat really, and running it past third slip. And there's a chase here, with no chance of cutting that one off.
Ooh. That's a cracking shot. That's gone through mid-wicket. No fielders there. I think rather a lame attempt to repeat his bouncer trap.
And Desmond Haynes, again not very short, but Gwynne's a magnificent shot. Inside, pulling it, giving it the full treatment.
Oh, that's not a bad shout. A big stretch by Gordon Greenwich, and he'll be faintly annoyed by the shout, but the ball was drifting in.
Certain Sharma into Greenwich, and it's always a very serious thing to do this, to pad up to the ball, coming back without offering a shot, but he's just outside off stump. And the big crowd here is enjoying this challenge between Greenwich and Sharma. West Indies 37 without loss.
As Haynes in strike, Sharma bowls. That's a good ball. Sharma has bowled very well here at Kensington Oval. Gary.
This one from Sharma just cutting back and taking a thick inside edge and flicking onto the pads.
Oh, that's well taken indeed by Kieran Murray. Very neat, nimble keeper. Ayub to Greenwich. Oh, wonderful shot. Really good shot. Poor Ayub. He's the man who dropped Gordon Greenwich earlier on. And he must think that Greenwich has something in for him today.
Well flighted from Arshad. Gordon Greenwich coming down the wicket and hits it very well over bowler's head.
Beautifully placed. What a wonderful shot. Sidhu from long on.
This well pitched up to Greenwich. He comes forward, leans over it, and played beautifully. West Indies 62 for no wicket.
That was a very good ball indeed, coming back off the seam. And although Haynes can fairly claim to have been outside off stump and quite a long way, it's a dangerous occupation padding up without playing a stroke.
Yeah, it's outside the off stump. Haynes coming forward, but hitting very high on the pad.
That's swung away by Desmond Haynes. First bounce, a little roll, and that's 4 runs. Very good shot.
Well pitched up from Ayub on leg and middle. It's coming forward and lifting in high over mid-wicket.
Gordon Greenwich, 41 not out. Chetan Sharma the bowler. Little Indian theatre there for you. The ball did come back sharply, but Greenwich well outside off stump.
Yeah, well pitched up outside the off stump. Gordon coming forward, offering no stroke.
That That's in the air, but it's safe. Not a very successful sweep shot by Gordon Greenwich, but it brings him 2 runs.
And there's Richie Richardson, who got 194 in Guyana. Shastri, first ball. And he's given out. Yes, he is. Out caught off bat and pad. And that is the end of Desmond Haynes. First ball from Shastri.
It's well pitched up from Shastri, coming in with the arm, taking the inside edge, hitting high on the pad, and going to Sanjay Majega, feeling it forward short leg.
So 1 wicket down for 84 runs to West Indies. India 321 in their first innings. Coming in now at the fall of the first wicket. This is a ground which he likes very much. Has 2,895 runs in his 42 tests. 69 innings, has been not out on 6 occasions. Shastri bowls to him. First ball, a defensive shot from the new batsman. There's Richardson getting off the mark. Navjot Singh Sidhu giving chase, but Richardson completing the second run quite comfortably. Ayub. Greenwich bringing up his 50 with a single just backward of square. Gordon Greenwich, a half-century at Kensington Oval, appreciated by the crowd. Greenwich's 50 included 5 fours, came off 85 balls. Pleasant off drive, and the single is on. 93 for 1, the West Indies. A good crowd at Kensington Oval for the second day, bigger than the first day's crowd, but still not by any means a capacity crowd at Kensington Oval. Fairly large number of tourists joining Barbadians and other West Indians to witness this match. Gordon Greenwich in the red cap, and Richie Richardson will resume the innings for the West Indies. Greenwich is on 54 and Richardson is on 3. Through its wicket aware there, Sir Gary. It really was a ball which might very well have left alone. I mean, it would most certainly have been called a dead ball by the umpire.
Yeah, because it slipped out his hand, pulled it right down. It bounced about 3 times. Richardson is trying to hit it with all the parts of the cover and mistimed the ball, hit the inside edge, and luckily for him, it fly past the leg stump. So, a lucky break there for Richardson.
Well, Seymour Nurse must have been very concerned there when Richardson played that shot. Richardson facing Ayub. That's the swan down backward of square. There's Herwani doing the fielding. And that's Richardson's first run since tea. 100 for 1, the West Indies. Haynes out for 27. Greenwich on 59. Richardson on 4. Almost worth a shout. Beating leg stump, Sir Gary.
The other one was pushed through a little bit quicker, and it was just going down. And see here, pushed through a little quicker, and Greenwich was beaten for pace, but it's going down the leg side.
And there's Gordon Greenwich just clearing the head of the mid-on fielder and getting this one down to the boundary for 4. But Sir Gary not quite in control there, didn't get hold of it as well as he would have wished.
Yes, well, Shastri just gave that one a little bit more air and took the weight off of it. As you can see here, Shastri trying that one a little bit higher. Greenwich not getting right out to it and mistiming it.
107 for 1. West Indies, India 321 in their first innings. Arshad Ayub in his 10th over, none for 37 before this over. And Greenwich really looking to pull that one away very hard.
This one from Ayub was flighted a little bit from outside the off stump, and Greenwich looking for that sweep shot from outside the off stump. So the batsmen are mistiming some of the balls and the shots.
Yes, he gives it the full treatment. It's over long on. Not quite off the middle, I don't think. And it, in the end, trickled for 4, but still it was a positive shot. Cleared the infield. 4 more to Gordon Greenwich.
Well, and he trying this one higher up, and Greenwich come into it, moving his feet very well, hitting it, but didn't time it well, but enough to get it over the fielders.
Cracking shot. He shaped it. He knew exactly where it was going, and it went there quickly.
And that was a lovely shot. Beautiful shot, well timed. Richardson does this all the time. Shaftesbury flighting it, Richardson coming down right to the pitch of it, and a beautiful cover drive, straight through the covers. No sense to chase that one.
That's in the air, but it's square, and it's going to beat Shaftesbury, and that's 4 runs. It was a long hop, and I think everyone recognized that.
And he dropped in this one short, and Greenwich into position very quick, and pulling it away backwards the square. And the ball, see there, running away to the boundary.
Greenwich now is 76 facing Hirani. Nicely placed. And West Indies 129 for 1. Another good shot. He puts a little bit of right hand into it, but only to steer and punch. And when the ball goes off Richardson's bat, it really flies.
You can see here again as Shaftesbury coming, again trying to Richardson down again, right on top of it. And straight through between mid-off and cover.
Frank long hop, proper treatment, 6 runs, square leg. They love it. Well, that was a stroke of luck. Gordon Greenwich aiming through mid-wicket, and it went out to cover square on the outside.
See, this one really flighted, and Greenwich is looking to hit it through the onside.
That's another short one, badly bowled by Shaftesbury, and you simply can't bowl that way to a player of Greenwich's talent.
And this one from Shaftesbury drops short again, and Greenwich in position again, and hitting it very, very hard away through the mid-wicket.
Super shot.
There's just no way that you expect to bowl to lots of close fielders clustered around the bat, and that's the reason why. Just look at Gordon Greenidge in full flow. 94 runs he's got now.
Lovely shot here. Hawani and Greenidge giving himself room and just dabbing it, coming down on top of it and playing that late cut.
There'll be overthrows in this. So Richardson picks up 2. Would it be 3? It was overthrown the next time by Sidhu. Yes, it's through. But just for 2. One wicket down for 159. Very strong position indeed. That's beautifully placed. That big bat of Richardson's resounding. So they take 2.
There it is. Richardson with the on drive. Very well played, feet in the right position.
There it is. A little nudge to the onside, and the bat goes high in the air. Gordon Greenidge has done it. Acclaimed by everyone in the stadium here, not least by the man on my right-hand side, Sylvester.
Well, it certainly is a very well-deserved 100, and it brings in some financial reward as well. Gordon Greenidge, his previous highest score in a tester at Kensington Oval, 80 runs, and the moment he's long been waiting for. Here is how he's done it.
It was a nice little nudge.
Well-flighted delivery from Hirwani and played away into the mid-wicket area, and Gordon Greenidge in 2 test series has achieved landmarks which have previously evaded him. First, the test century in Australia.
Well, he can appeal against that if he likes, on the grounds of brutality. Upish, and that's the place to bowl.
This is a short of a length ball outside the off stump, well flighted. Gordon going back and just wanted to run it down. Third man, just wide of couple there, fielding it slip.
That's another Greenwich boundary. Pitched upon the legs and flicked away high over square leg. Short enough for Greenwich to get back and pull this one between the man down at long on and the mid-wicket. And Sidhu had just been shifted a bit to the right. There it is, Hirwani, short, and Greenwich back, pulling it through mid-wicket, 4 runs. Good shot. So 200 for 1 on the scoreboard of the West Indies. India scored 321, so the West Indies at this point are 121 behind. Short ball from Sharman. Greenwich hits it high in the air. He's going to be out. He is out. Sidhu takes the catch, or rather Hirwani takes the catch, and Greenwich goes Gordon Greenwich out-caught by Hirwani off the bowling of Chetan Sharma for 117. A well-played innings, but he's disappointed. Here it is again.
Short ball from Chetan outside the off stump, and he wanted to pull it over mid-wicket and top-edged it. Hirwani running backward to about 10-15 yards and taking the fine catch.
So the West Indies are now 201 for 2 in the 55th over. Keith Arterton, left-handed player, is the new batsman. He's had only 2 tests so far. Highest score of 27, total of 36 runs. For the new batsman, the left-hander, he's got a slip, a silly mid-off, and a forward short leg. Atherton is bowled, first ball, going back to force through the offside, and Hirwani getting the ball, take the inside edge and go into the stumps, and that's the 3rd West Indies wicket down, and Keith Atherton in his first test at Kensington Oval is out for a duck, first ball.
This was a short ball outside the off stump. Spinning slightly to left-hand batsman, he wanted a square cut and a thick inside edge.
201 now for 3, the West Indies, with 2 batsmen going down on this score, Greenwich for 117 and Atherton for naught. And the man who has already scored 7,719 test runs in 105 matches is about to take charge.
Great player, Vivian Richards. He's coming onto the ground now. The West Indians have lost 2 early wickets. I don't think this is going to put any pressure on this man because he's a natural stroke player and he loves to play his own game. He did not time his shot in the first test match at Guyana. It will be interesting to see how he tackled Hirwani on this wicket.
7,700 runs, Richards. Hirwani goes to Richards. There's an appeal for a back pat catch, he's out. And that's a vital blow there struck for the Indians by Narendra Hirwani, having the West Indies captain Viv Richards out-cut.
This well pitched up. Viv coming forward and intend to play with this pad really and hitting the glove. And a good catch by Robin Singh, substitute fielding at forward short leg. West Indies 203 for 4.
Let's look here at the scorecard. Greenwich cut Hirwani, bowled Sharma 117. Haynes, the first man out, cut Mandraker, bowled Shastri 27. Richardson not out 42. Atherton bowled Hirwani, no score. And Richards cut substitute fielder Singh, bowled Hirwani for 1. Oh, that's a fine shot from Logie. That's 4 runs all the way. Short enough, he had the room, went on to the back foot and hammered it through the covers. There it is. Logie on the back foot, short outside the off stump, and really sent it in the gap. It's Hirwani. And there's Logie also using his feet and lofting this one down towards long on. It is 6.
This well-flighted ball from Hirwani. Logie coming down the wicket and lifting him in beautifully over mid-on for an effortless 6. Very fine shot. West Indies 224 for 4.
Richardson on 49. Kapil Dev bowls to him now. Found the outside edge, but the ball pitched before it reached the first slip.
A good ball from Kapil. moving slightly off the wicket and a thick outside edge, going one bounce to Arunlal, fielding it fast slip.
Hirwani bowling to Richardson. And there is his half century. A gentle push into the offside. And Richards is 50, and Richardson is 50. Well received by the crowd. Another good knock from Richie Richardson here at Kensington Oval. There's Hirwani bowling to Logie. And that's 4 runs. Fine shot. Short again. Gave himself the room and slapped it through the covers.
Short ball from Hirwani outside the off stump, little leg spin, and he played beautifully off the back foot between point and covers.
Hirwani to Richardson. Well, he turned and he had a look at umpire David Archer. He asked the question. The batsman remained where he was on the front foot. No sign of emotion from the umpire. Let's look at it again.
Well pitched a ball from Hirwani. Richie coming forward. Just a couple of deliveries left.
Top edged, and Logie is out. Going for the sweep shot against Shastri, got the top edge and hit it straight down the throat of Mandraker, fielding at the deep backward square, and that's their 5th West Indies wicket down. I think it was the last ball of the day at any rate, and well, you don't want to lose a wicket off the last ball of the day. Just look at it again.
It was on the leg stump and he wanted to sweep that one. Top edge and going straight to Sanjay Manjrekar, fielding a deep square leg.
So India really have shared the honours of the day. The West Indies innings, Greenwich cut Hirwani, bowled Sharma 117. Haynes cut Mandraker, bowled Shastri 27. Richardson not out 55. Atherton bowled Hirwani, no score. Richards cut Singh, bowled Hirwani 1. And Logie just out, caught by Mandraker of the bowling of Shastri for 26.
Welcome to the Kensington Oval, Barbados. Lovely sunny day, 3rd day of the 2nd Test match, and the position is this: India all out 321, including a marvellous century by Manjrekar, and West Indies 246 for 5, another great century, this time by Gordon Greenwich. So basically it's a scramble for first innings lead on this particular day. The players are out there in the middle. Let's join the action. Ravi Shastri to Richardson, and that beats the field. That's beautiful shot through extra cover, and that is 4 runs. Just look how Richardson uses his feet down the pitch, chooses his spot with absolute perfection. Jeff Dujon, the batsman. Hirwani, very optimistic appeal that. Dujon well outside off stump. It's a top spinner, no turn at all, goes straight on with the arm. Oh, my word, I wouldn't have liked to have been fielding at short square leg, because that thundered to the boundary. Beautiful 4 to Jeff Dujon. Very bad ball this, it's dropped short, stood up to be hit. Hirwani again. Oh, and same again, and, well, the keeper almost caught it off the back of Robin Singh, who was fielding at short square leg, and I think he's hurt. Really a dangerous position to field, and where's the ball hit him? Very short, and Robin Singh, see, turns his back
By instinct, the ball struck him on the back of the neck. It really is one of the dangers of fielding in that position. But it's also very difficult to bowl accurately when one of your friends is fielding so close. The hand perspires, the length goes, the accuracy goes, and this can happen. Robin Singh is the substitute fielder. He looks all right. And of course, Jeff Dujon will not be feeling very good about that himself. 261 for 5. Shastri to Dujon. Beautiful shot. Crack of the ball on the bat. Arshad Ayub is the fielder at deep backward square leg. 3 runs there to Dujon. Beautiful sweep shot, very controlled this. Pitching on leg stump. Hirwani. Well, that's an impossible appeal. The ball pitching outside leg stump can't get you LBW. Hirwani is trying to drop into those rough foot marks outside Richardson's leg stump. Hirwani again to Richie Richardson. No attempt really to play it with the bat. Oh, he's hit him again. Poor Robin Singh, that's short square leg. He might have just caught that. It is a treacherous position for fielding. The bowling has to be super accurate. And the batsman nervous and prodding, not like Richardson. Now, he's been in tremendous form. Where does it hit him? Just at the side of the shoulder. He's okay. Oh, and again, I mean, who would stand there? Jeff Dujon, lovely 4 through mid-wicket. And really, India should move those fielders back. .280 for 5. 80 overs bowled, 5 overs to a possible new ball. And India revert to good old-fashioned seam. Kapildev. Oh, that's a good shot. You can't bowl there to Richie Richardson. Anything on leg stump. He hits with that very heavy bat of his, something like 3 pounds 3 ounces. Kapildev again. No ball, and a lovely gliding shot there by Dujon. Just see how quickly the ball runs over that outfield. Just opens the face of the bat and glances that little nudge. Beautifully played. And then over the practice pitches, 4 runs. That's good judgment. Kapildev, really the great old warhorse now. He is always relied upon to be accurate, bowling just on or about that off stump, containing the batsman. 290 for 5. Chetan Sharma. Oh, Richardson's a beautiful shot. Not an ugly movement there by Richardson. Bent the front knee into the stroke. Just watch it. Lovely flick of the follow-through. Richardson with this wide stance at the crease facing Kapildev. Oh, so close, so close. Lovely line by Capel. Might just have got the edge. Richardson really has been the scourge of the Indians in these two test matches. Scored 191 in the first test match in Guyana. A shout from Chetan Sharma, but in fact no stroke played at that. See Richardson deliberately keeping the bat inside the line of the ball. Flashing shot, and this way it's could well be 4. And that is 4 runs to Richie Richardson. When he slashes the bat outside off stump, he really goes for it. The ball flies away where 3rd or 4th slip might have been. 304 now for 5 West Indies. Chetan Sharma. Oh, that's close. That must be close. Chetan Sharma thinks it's very close. The umpire says no. This is Dujon just wandering not far from the crease, but just outside the line of off stump. That was the adjudication. But Chetan Sharma really is putting up a rather petulant performance here. Has words with umpire David Archer. Really, the captain, I think, ought to reprimand him. There's no way a bowler can be certain that he gets an LBW because he's on the move. Now in comes Vengsarkar, the captain, to encourage. I'm not sure he shouldn't have got a rocket. Arshad Ayub also comes in with advice. But there's one thing about cricket, the umpire's decision should be final, they always say, and if it's not, I think the player himself should be reprimanded. So Chetan Sharma again to Dujon. No ball. Overstepping the front crease there, umpire David Archer sort of gets his own back. Chetan Sharma is a bowler of long experience, and he should be able to keep it cool. Always very difficult in test matches to do that. Oops, and that hit something. It hit, I think, Dujon's bat. His back was up like the periscope of a submarine there. Off the bat might well have been caught, and Dujon has some luck. Around the wicket this time, rather forlorn LBW appeal. A lot of temper, aggression going into this session. The ball pitches outside leg stump. It cannot be LBW, and that's what that means. So Richardson nearing a century, 92, Dujon 27. Well, by the reaction of the fielder, might just have got a bit of bat on that. Ravi Shastri, the bowler, slanting the ball in and across. Touch of bat onto pad and just not carrying. 5 down, 317. Jeff Dujon. Oh, lovely shot. Now that's the one for all small boys to copy. Left foot forward, just inside the line of the ball, and right to the pitch of it. And Dujon, whether keeping wicket or batting, is always elegant. 322 for 5. Ravi Shastri. And that's in the air, and that might be caught. That's caught by Manjrekar. Sanjay Manjrekar at backward point. runs in and catches Dujon. Dujon is out. He's caught Mandraker, bowled Shastri. And I thought that was well bowled by Shastri. A little bit of bounce there. Dujon committed to the shot. Just watch the ball pitches. And it bounces quite high. And the stroke out of control, and Mandraker the catcher. So 325 for 6. Dujon is out for 33. And Richardson, 93 not out, approaching that, would it be second century in 2 successive test matches? Here comes Ayub. They say he's a bad starter against spin, Richardson, but he's played beautifully on this tour. Lovely footwork down the pitch. Getting to the half volley. Arshad Ayub. And that's caught. Would you believe it? Sidhu's the catcher at mid-wicket. And Richardson goes for 98. Well, what a great disappointment to him. He played so well and so untypical to play the rash shot. But at last, another breakthrough for India. It's hard and hot in that field. So Richie Richardson looking to hit over mid-wicket to get to his century the easy way. Mistimes it, miscues. And Sidhu at mid-wicket is the catcher. Incoming batsman, Curtly Ambrose. Like all bowlers, great pretensions as a batter, but an average of only 16. Apparently takes it very seriously in the dressing room. Spends hours practicing in the mirror, forward and back for the bat. 325 for 7. So West Indies forging ahead. This is Ayub to Marshall. And what a tremendous shot. Look at Marshall, turns his back in it all. He knows it's going for 6 and goes for 6. Tremendous blow that, and the forlorn Mandraker collects the ball. Just watch Marshall, after hitting the ball, could feel the ball on the bat and turns his back in it all. Says, I've had enough of this, I know he's going for 6. And he's doing damage there at the pavilion end. Ravi Shastri to Malcolm Marshall. Good orthodox stroke, straight through extra cover. Chitin Sharma is the fielder. .341 for 7. West Indies forge ahead now. And Marshall again drives Shastri through the covers, this time crashing into that white wall there. Does the ball no good, I can tell you. But also gives 4 runs to Marshall. Shastri will go over the wicket to the left-handed Ambrose. A cluster of short fielders. And he's caught. Caught at slip. Or at least everyone thinks he's caught. Even the umpire thinks he's caught. But Curtly Ambrose doesn't think he's caught. Come on, Curtly, I'm afraid you have to go. Lurch like he leaves the crease. Well, it seemed to me that he did watch the catch and see it go into Dilip Vengsarkar's hands at first slip. Just take a look at it. Outside edge. And going low to Vengsarkar, who caught that quite clearly off the ground. And Ambrose is watching. 354 for 8. Courtney Walsh is the number 11, padded up there. Clive Lloyd, the manager, closest to us with Desmond Haynes. This is Marshall facing Kapil Dev. Lovely clubbing shot. And see how quickly that got to the boundary boards. Malcolm Marshall, always thought of her as a batsman. Good shot. Ian Bishop, the striker. It's rather like the 2:30 hurdle race for Chetan Sharma. And he concedes that it's 4 runs, it's crossed the boundary. And West Indies now building up a very useful lead indeed. .362 for 8. Ravi Shastri. Bishop drives again and gets the ball through. It's through the covers. It's 4 runs. Great thing about this West Indies side is that they all know how to bat, and my word, they all practice batting too. There's Bishop, who was in the nets before this test match, practicing strokes just like that, even though as a specialist he is of course a fast bowler. Kapil Dev to Malcolm Marshall. Another lovely drive. 4 runs. India tiring. Kapil Dev, the veteran of the side, struggling against his old rival here, Malcolm Marshall. And still a good pitch and a fast outfield. Once the sun gets at this ground, really bakes it flat. Shastri. Oops, and that might well have been a catch. A very difficult one. And Robin Singh at short leg did well really to spring away and dive at it, but it really comes away quickly. Kapil Dev. And that must be out. That looked absolutely plumb and was. And again, another reluctant, tall West Indian bowler leaves the field of play. Ian Bishop, LBW, bowl Kapil Dev. Right in front. So this promising young fast bowler makes his exit. And that's the time when teams get together, encourage each other. Only Courtney Walsh to get rid of now. He's the last man coming in. The highest test score of 30. And Kapil Dev looking to mop up the West Indian tailenders. Oops, and that's it. That is it. That's a fast, in-swinging Yorker, beautifully bowled by Kapil Dev. That's the site of demolition. Just watch Courtney Walsh. She lines it up, but alas, chooses the wrong line. So Kapil Dev has done well to mop up the West Indies tail. .377 all out then West Indies, a lead of 56. Arun Lal is the Indian opening batsman. And Ambrose flies that one past off stump. Such an advantage to have the height of Ambrose, 6'7". And the ball digs in, comes up at a sharp angle. Oh, that's a good shot. It's fielded, well fielded by Desmond Haynes at gully. Marshall to Sidhu, and he's caught, and he's gone. Gus Logie loves taking catches like that. But celebration too for Malcolm Marshall, because he's equalled Lance Gibbs' record of wickets in test matches by a West Indian. This is his 309th wicket, and it came like this. Tragedy for India, because Sidhu had been playing well in this series. So India 1 wicket down and yet to score. Curtly Ambrose. To Shastri. Oh, he's beaten all ends up. But a no ball just signalled by the umpire. Now, I wonder if Shastri actually saw that, or was he distracted by the call of the umpire? They shout no ball. The arm goes up, and Shastri misses it completely. Malcolm Marshall. A half shout, but not a serious one by West Indies. So there's the information, 309 test match wickets. Just needs one more now to be the highest test wicket taker from the Caribbean. And what a marvellous bowler he is. So intelligent and quick. Again, firing on the leg side. Marshall not quite got his line yet. Tries to bowl the in-swinger. 13 for the loss of Sidhu. This is Arun Lal. For Bishop. Oh, right through everything. Absolutely right through everything. And had he not been so tall, and had the ball not bounced so high, it would have hit the stumps, because it went right over the top. Oh, and again, lovely bowling by Bishop. Goes the other way this time. Just imagine when the ball arrives at that pace and hits the seam and leaves you. Poor Arun Lal has little chance at all there. This is Bishop. That's a good shot. Very nicely played by Arun Lal. That's 4 runs. Nice shot. A man who needs some confidence, actually, Arun Lal. He's had a torrid time against these West Indies fast bowlers, and it's a lovely feeling to hit a cover drive. 18 for 1 now, India. Ravi Shastri, promoted to number 3, faces Bishop. Good pushing drive. Wonderful fielding by Keith Arthurton. Left-handed throw. My word, he's quick. Courtney Walsh. And it's knocked up by third slip, caught by Gully, and Arun Lal has gone. Caught in the end by Desmond Haynes after a first attempt by Richie Richardson at third slip. But they do catch well, these West Indians. They really hang on to the ball. Haynes it is. And look at that jubilation. You'd think they'd never caught a catch before in their lives. So India lose their second wicket now for 23. Remember, they have a deficit of 56. They have to make that up first. Courtney Walsh. Vengsarkar hooks. Lovely shot. That got there quickly too. Vengsarkar, they always test with those short balls. They've often questioned his courage. But this time he's quickly into position, back and across. Nice compact shot, kept his eye on the ball. And that new ball crashes into the white wall. Ravi Shastri. Oh, all but an edge. Shastri walks away as if to rededicate himself, go to confessional, come back, try again. Bishop to Vengsarkar. A nick, and he's gone. And Dujon catches those any day of the week. Very faint edge from Vengsarkar, the Indian captain. And what a crushing moral blow to the Indian side. Their captain, such a prolific scorer in Test cricket, has gone cheaply yet again. Good low catch by Dujon. Always nice as a captain if you can lead by example, but not this time for Dilip. 32 for 3. Courtney Walsh. And that beats Shastri, all ends up. Shastri can't believe the wickets are still standing. The agony of it all. The ball pitches on the seam, comes back off the pitch, right through Shastri's guard, and it was almost out. So there's the score, 32 for 3, and India still struggling to make up this deficit of 56. Mohammad Azerudin. Oh, well taken, or was it? Very spectacular. Just watch Dujon try and make the ground on the leg side. He really gave it his best shot, but I'm afraid he didn't get there. Oh, nice shot by Azerudin, right through the gap. And that ball lifting too, he really got on top of it. Ran it down, there's no third man fielding there. Into the deep shadows under the stands. Very well played. He batted so well in the first innings too, for his 80. That's Viv Richards, the West Indies captain. Again, Azerudin, backward of square on the offside, and still Viv Richards, all out attack with close catchers, no third man back there. Azerudin, who believes in attacking these bowlers, is not prepared to stay there defending all day. Four more. So India now beginning to make some progress. 50 for 3. Just 6 more runs to clear the deficit. Azerudin faces Marshall. A nick, and he's caught. And that's more than a dismissal of Azerudin. That is the new West Indies record for Malcolm Marshall. 310 wickets in Test cricket, and no one from the Caribbean has ever done that before. Azerudin will go down in the records, unfortunately, as the record victim. Just playing away from the body. Nicely taken by Dujon. And more celebrations for Malcolm Marshall. Well, we can't believe it. 53 for 4. And still there's Ravi Shastri. Well bowled by Amrose. Shastri has adopted a very defensive pattern to his game. No follow-through of the bat. Just keeping the bowling out, and he just manages that. Malcolm Marshall, 310 wickets, you see, from 64 matches. Lance Gibbs took 79 matches to get his 309. And the ball is back in the hands of the big fast bowlers, Curtly Ambrose. Oh, Ravi Shastri yet again. The luck is on his side. Good line, making the batsman play. Shastri never in line with it himself. But that's well played. The Indian innings has been very much about Ravi Shastri. And that sneaks away for 4. Shastri, the man who'd batted for over 3 hours for 17 runs. And now today is picking up the tempo. For 4, and India now move ahead. Effectively 4 runs on the board for 4 wickets down. No ball called, and the batsman, little Sanjay Manjrekar, that's Gordon Greenwich, and Manjrekar safe this time with a no ball, son of the famous Vijay Manjrekar, the Indian Test cricketer of the 50s. That could be out. It is. Oh dear. The man who got a century in the first innings, Manjrekar, has nicked the ball onto his pad. It's hopped up, and Gus Logie is in there again. Easy catch. And really such a mature little player, marvellous centuries he got in the first innings. It's a huge loss now that India have incurred. And it really looks as if it should be over soon. 62 for 5. And Kapil Dev, the former Indian captain, has come to the crease, one of the great all-rounders of the game, facing the bowling of Malcolm Marshall. Oh, brilliant catch by Dujon. Diving across in front of Richards at first slip, and Kapil Dev is gone. Marshall can do no wrong. Again, Kapil, like so many Indian batsmen, playing away from the body, not quite behind it. The idea really is to line it up. And Dujon, a marvellous catch. It's not been Kapil's torso far. So here's a team that expects to win and win easily. Gus Logie behind that grilled helmet. 63 for 6, a dismal score. As the shadows lengthen, Kieran Moray, the batsman. Oh, no ball called. It couldn't have been a catch, but it dropped short of Richards. Little sketchily, Kieran Moray's off the mark. And that's the line they mainly bowl, these West Indians, just outside off stump. Batsman never knowing whether to play it, whether to leave it. Ian Bishop's been off for running repairs to a foot injury. Ambrose to Moray. Oop, well played indeed. The great discipline there is to drop the bat out of harm's way. Keep your eye on the ball and sway away, but it takes courage. 69 for 6. Only 37 overs bowled. Oh, it's gone through, and they're appealing for something. Shastri indicating that the ball nipped through and flipped the top of the pad, or maybe the trouser, just made a sound that alerted those behind that it might have come off the inside edge of the bat. This Marshall really does everything with the ball. Movement off the seam, really quick pace. And applause from his fellow players and all round the ground, because he's a Bayesian boy and he is the toast of the island today, and there you see why. 6 wickets down for 81. Shastri 17 not out, Kieran Moray 14 and 11 extras. So the 4th day of the Test match in Barbados, unlikely to go to 5 as it stands, with India 81 now for the loss of 6 wickets, much depending on Ravi Shastri, the man at the crease, 17 not out. Malcolm Marshall. Oh, that's a lovely shot. Beautiful shot by Ravi Shastri. Marshall again. And another fine shot. This is a new Shastri. First cast in the defensive mould, and now Ravi Shastri taking advantage of some rather loose bowling and gentle pace from Malcolm Marshall on this 4th morning. Very nice timing. But India really so much to do. That keeps very low indeed, very low, and beats Shastri. Just watch the ball bounce twice before it gets to wicketkeeper Dujon. 104 for 6, so India advance. Not a lot, but much depends on Ravi Shastri. Ian Bishop. Oh, it's a beautiful shot. Flipped off the toes. That's one place you should avoid bowling to Shastri. Loves to play that little clip shot. Push to the bottom hand. And really the West Indies bowlers this morning have been rather erratic in line. And not quite so hostile. In the air, but that's safe. Threw it off and 4 runs to Ravi Shastri. A thumping shot, really has come out aggressively this morning. $117 for 6. Quick single, fine fielding by Atherton. Lovely fielder he is at cover. But Shastri and Morey safely home. Just a push to the covers. And there's Atherton, and shies at the stumps. Shastri just squeezing home. Nope, says Kieran Morey. That's not a good shot. But somehow things aren't quite going West Indies' way at the moment. It seemed just a formality at the start, but now India have extended to 123 for 6, and this is Curtly Ambrose. Oh, might be painful. Certainly mistimed. Shastri, bottom edge onto the boot. Whenever he plays a bad shot, he walks away and seeks deeper concentration. See the inside edge onto the front boot. Ball might have gone anywhere. Oh, that's lovely shot. That could only go to one place. That's gone to the boundary for 4. Shastri taking advantage of the ball pitched well up outside off stump, and his long reach. He's a very tall man. Gets right out there. Lovely long arc of the bat. Straight to the covers for 4. Curtly Ambrose having a bit of a rough time. And again his luck is out, because that drops short of Richards and races away across those practice pitches for 4 runs. Kieran Morey not quite behind it, but the ball going downwards. 136 for 6. Richards to bowl. Not quite timed by Ravi Shastri, but it squeezes through there. He aims the ball at mid-off, but in fact, it comes through on the onside. Kirtley Ambrose once again. To Morey. Yes, that's well placed. And again, the West Indies fielders, all of them up there in catching positions. Viv Richards has such a big lead, really, that he can afford the close catches. Ambrose, no luck again. But well played by Kieran Morey. Quite a partnership building up now between Shastri and Morey. That's Keith Arthurton. Richards. Oh, beautiful shot. And well fielded by Arthurton at cover. Richards not getting any real turn. Outside edge and run away by Shastri. There'll be one in this, perhaps two. No, just one. Settle for the single. Desmond Haynes. 146 for 6, so India now 90 ahead. Richards again, and that's a lovely shot by Shastri. That will get there. A stroke dominated by the right hand, the bottom hand. Just watch it coming in. There it goes. Almost spooned away, but right off the middle of the bat. Richards to Morey. Full toss, and it's in the air. What a tragedy that would have been for Kieran Morey if he'd hold out to a full toss, because they have played superbly, these two. Richards just trying to change the tempo. Slower bowling. They've been used to the fast stuff. Trying to get the breakthrough now. Adjustments to the field placing in the deep as Richards prepares to bowl to Shastri. Nice little push shot. One they'll take certainly. They'll be looking for two or even, yes, it's 4. Well, that says a lot for the timing of Shastri's shot then, because there was no real follow through. Just watch, it's just a firm push. And yet the timing must have been perfection. Well, this is more than they thought. 161 for 6. And still these two battle on. Shastri 63, Kieran Morey 35. 162 now for 6, denying those fast bowlers. Oh, well, there was no bounce there. Once it was dug in short, Morey was determined to duck. Very brave player, courageous little player. Most of the time the ball's been round his nose, but just no bounce out of this pitch. And he went down to meet it. Problems for Richards. Would very much like to get one of these two out. And Bishop, another threatened bouncer, and Morey again. Only Morey could get under that one. And an overthrow by Richards. They take 1, they take 2. So West Indies now a little lackadaisical, a little careless in the field. This game looked well over at the start of the day. Now India 165 for 6, and we're back to Malcolm Marshall. Nice shot by Kieran Morey, 1 run to him, and more overthrows. Well, that's a sure sign that concentration has gone, and when you let it out in the field, it's very difficult indeed for a captain to get it back again. And overthrows don't please the bowler. They go on his analysis at the end of the day. Malcolm Marshall, the man with 310 test wickets, but also he's had a wrist injury. He seemed to be flexing the wrist on that occasion. Beautiful shot. Well, the impertinence of it. Little Kieran Murray down the order for India smacks Malcolm Marshall, the great Marshall, for 4 runs through the covers, and a super shot to a very short, wide and badly pitched ball. Ian Bishop. Oh, and another fine shot. Another fine shot by Murray, and the crowd now really warming to this performance by the little Indian wicketkeeper. They may be wondering what's happening to their own side, but they won't mistake the class of this shot. Right behind it, turn the wrists over. 4 runs all the way. Oh, a quicker one from Bishop. But Murray survives. Ball cutting into the body there. Hitting on the thigh pad. That front thigh padded 178 for 6. Marshall to Shastri. Nice shot off the back foot this time. Shastri really growing in confidence now. The sprint by Arthurton. Marshall to Shastri. Oh, and that might so easily have come back off the inside edge of the bat, hopped off the ground and hit the stumps. Yeah, I can see Ravi Shastri's point. The foot was nowhere near it at all, the front foot. You must get out there closer. And the ball totally out of control. Little edge by Kieran Murray. He really has been the frustration of all these quick bowlers. This is Ian Bishop, the bowler now. Richardson diving at slip. 184, who would have thought it, for the loss of 6 wickets. A fabulous partnership between these two, Shastri and Murray. Go back, says Shastri. A misfield by Richie Richardson at second slip. Never run for a misfield, that's the professional code. They always say that, and it just is that the man who misfields it, as Richardson's doing, gets annoyed, perks up and recovers quickly. Oh dear, that was close. And Murray knows it. Came back off the seam, the last moment, and shaved the off stump. He thought the ball was running away wide, then he hits the seam, comes back, and, well, that might well have bowled him. And still, it's Ravi Shastri. Oh, he's dropped him. He's dropped him. Richardson has dropped him at second slip, and it's runs for Shastri. He's 72, 73 now, moves on to 74, and Ravi Shastri has had his first life. It went very quickly to Richardson at second slip, but Richardson is a very fine catcher. In slow motion it always looks easy, but that was really flying. .188. 6 wickets down. Malcolm Marshall to bowl. Hear the chatter of impatience around the ground as the West Indians wonder what's gone wrong. Struck him on the pad. How is that? Not out. The ball pitched on about middle and leg stump and going further down the leg side. Oops, that's it. That's the end of Kieran Murray. The off stump uprooted. and the end of a brave and talented innings. Wonderful support for Ravi Shastri. And again, it's Malcolm Marshall, the record breaker and more now, and at last the frustrations in the crowd are released, and they love the sight of that stump going over. But very well played, Kieran Murray. He's annoyed, I know, but it's still a first-class innings. And here's a man who also can bat. This is Ayub. Very tenacious performance in the first innings. Can he support Ravi Shastri? If so, who knows what India might achieve. 195 for 7. But Marshall on the rampage. Up, and the other stump goes out. Leg stump this time. Poor Arshad Ayub. He got across too far towards the off stump, lost his leg stump, and now you can really hear the Bayesian crowd come alive. Just watch the front foot. Over too far. More applause for Malcolm Marshall, who really is pulling this side together now. 195 for 8. And we're through to the tail. This is Chetan Sharma. Not known for his defensive qualities, Chetan Sharma. Faces Marshall. Some sort of paddle shot there. Little tennis shot. Always decides to go out to block and then plays some involuntary shot like this, which usually goes up in the air and he usually gets caught. Well, it's in the air, but he's hit it quite well. He's hit it very well indeed. What a shock to Malcolm Marshall to be struck back over his head by little Chetan Sharma for 4 runs. Not a shot to be copied by young lads who are watching. 203 for 8. Bishop to Shastri. An edge, and that'll be 4. Ravi Shastri's had some luck, but he's also played some handsome shots. He's defended stoutly, and that's Gordon Greenwich there at second slip. The experts are not pleased. Ian Bishop. An appeal from Richards at first slip. Going down leg side. Nice use of the crease there by Bishop. Bowled from quite wide, slanting the ball in. Young man in his second test match, 21 years old. It's nicked and it's dropped again. Oh dear, the catches are going down for West Indies this morning. Gordon Greenwich at second slip. Diving, getting fingertips to it, but the ball not sticking. .216 for 8. And this is Curtly Ambrose. Oh, lovely shot by Shastri. Beautifully played. He loves the ball on leg stump, and that's what he usually does with it. 4 runs. Shastri has been more than the mainstay. He's played some delightful strokes. He's been the entertainer. He's been the backbone. And he's so much wanted to be promoted to number 3 in the order, and he's got his wish. Courtney Walsh. Oh, another improvised shot by Chetan Sharma. No stroke from the coaching manuals. Spontaneous reaction, and he loves it. Saw it short and gave it a flick. .233 for H. Shastri now in the nervous 90s. This is Walsh. Oh yes, that's a lovely stroke by Shastri, and that takes Shastri to his century. It's a wonderful innings he's played. He takes off the helmet to acknowledge the dressing room, the crowd, the applause all round, and Ravi Shastri has scored a quite brilliant century, an important one too for India. One of his favourite strokes, a push on the offside, no great flourish, but choosing the gap absolutely perfectly. Walsh in the air, diving attempt, good attempt bat at mid-off, but if anyone would have caught it, Gus Logie would have. Beautiful fielder, didn't quite carry this. It's a full toss hit by Chetan Sharma. Turned out to be quite a good stop. 245 for 8. Amazing recovery by India. But he's out. Looks at the stumps, wasn't the stumps, caught behind the wicket off the bat. So the 9th wicket goes down, and India now struggling to support Shastri. He's just lost Chetan Sharma. The 9th wicket goes down for 249. Oh, it's in the air. What a sad way to go. It's all over. Ravi Shastri caught by the substitute fielder, the local boy, in fact. Tried to hit the ball to mid-wicket, turned the bat too soon. It hit the side of the bat, the leading edge, as they say, and it absolutely dollied to Winston Herbert, who was the young local boy who's fielding substitute. What a marvellous moment for him, too. Yeah, and he gets his own little moment in Test cricket. But the applause must be for Ravi Shastri. A Test century that he'll never forget and thoroughly deserved. So India all out for 251. So India 251 all out after a treacherous start there with Sidhu out without scoring of Malcolm Marshall, and then Arun Lal still not happy with the pace and bounce of these fast bowlers. Ravi Shastri, the heroic contribution which ended it, last man out. Dilip Vengsarkar, sad for the skipper, still not in any form at all, caught by Dujon off Bishop for 6. Azerudin nursing an injured groin. He limped through 14 runs out to Marshall. Manjrekar failed this time after a century in the first innings. Kapil Dev sadly failing because he has real talent to transform matches. Kiramore, lovely innings of 50. Support too from Chetan Sharma, 23, and there were 33 extras. But the man who did it all, of course, Malcolm Marshall, the West Indian star. So West Indies need 196 to win this Test match, and the famous partnership of Greenwich and Haynes goes out to sort it out. It's Chetan Sharma to Desmond Haynes. Oh, what a start. What a start. Beautiful shot by Haynes. 4 runs all the way. Such an accomplished pair, these two. Haynes again. A frantic appeal from Chetan Sharma. Highly unlikely. Haynes with a front pad placed well outside the off stump. Oh yes, a good shot, straight down the ground, lovely front foot shot. Chetan Sharma trying to keep the ball up to get the new ball to swing, but walking into a very positive straight drive by Gordon Greenidge. Greenidge, the man who scored an immaculate century in the first innings. West Indies, a quick start here, 6 and over, 12 for no wicket. Kapil Dev. Oh, it's hooked away, and that's a powerful shot indeed, and that's picked up by Chetan Sharma. Oh, it's low, it's straight it is, and Greenidge has gone, and Chetan Sharma rather likes that decision by the umpire. This is one he does approve of. And a very valuable prize indeed, Gordon Greenidge. Just watch the ball, it keeps a bit low in fact, comes back off the seam, it's quite short. And Greenidge moving across in front of the stumps, just a bit late on it. So that's interesting. West Indies chasing 196 to win this test match, have lost the first wicket. They're 14 for 1. Richie Richardson, so full of runs. Kapil Dev. Beautiful stroke, just eased it down to the third man boundary. So frustrating for Kapil Dev. That gap there between the two slips and the two gullies. Oh, powerful shot. Remarkable man, Richie Richardson. He's in such good form. Not a great scorer of runs outside West Indies, strange to say, but these are the conditions that suit him best. He has rather a heavy bat and very strong wrists. It just guides the ball through the covers. It's off like a tracer bullet. Good shot. Excellent shot. There's no man fielding there at cover, orthodox cover. There is a short cover or silly mid-off, and I can't really see what purpose he's serving there. Haynes is in far too good form for that fielder to contribute much. Fine shot. 4 more to Haynes. This is Chetan Sharma. Oh, the crunching shot of the back foot. Played with complete disdain by Desmond Haynes. Short, attempted bouncer. Chetan Sharma far too slow. 37 for 1. Kapil Dev. Another brutal shot through cover by Haynes. And again that fielder 6 yards in front there cowers as the ball flashes over his shoulder. Very positive start. It really looks as if the West Indies want to win this match quite quickly. And on the 4th day, not the 5th. Perwani, the leg spinner. Oh, a short one. And a lovely shot. Asked to be hit. A perfect pull shot. Haynes has now moved to the soft headwear for the slower bowling. And look at that man at short square leg. What chance does he have if Haynes had struck the ball at him? And again, very poor bowling by Hirwani, but most positive play by Haynes. short, scarcely turning 4 runs. Hirwani played his first test against West Indies. Bowled better that time. This time he's short, he's getting pulled away by both batsmen. And really and truly, he is just a young bowler, 20 years old, and has lost some self-confidence out there, I think, against Richardson and Haynes. West Indies looking good, 60 for 1. So Ravi Shastri tries his luck. Driven through extra cover. Oops, and it's through. Such power in Richardson's bat, in the wrists. Scored 98 in the first innings, 190 in the first test. Something tells me he rather enjoys this Indian spin attack. Now, can Hirwani get his confidence together? Still the close fielders. Oh, another thundering shot. There's a man at deep backward square leg, just the single. 70 for 1. Greenwich is out. Nice footwork by Richardson. A crunching drive. Watch the footwork. Down he comes to the pitch of the ball to meet it on the half volley. And a very powerful swing of the bat. 74 for 1. 41 to Haynes, who faces Shastri. Shastri might well have a mid-off a bit deeper there. Just twice the ball's beaten mid-off and gone for 4. Some very orthodox shots. Might well pay him to put little Mandraker back there on the fence to reduce it to 1, but this time it's 4 to Haynes. .87 for 1 then, and just 17 overs bowled. Haynes facing Hirwani. Short, and again the pull shot, it's high, it will be there to the scoreboard. It's 6 runs, and Desmond Haynes reaches his 50th. Lovely half century, full of positive strokes by Desmond Haynes. And poor Hirwani just can't find his link. To see his self-confidence ebbing away. This is Ayub. Nice stroke by Richardson. West Indies not ignoring those short singles. They've built up a very neat and tidy innings here. 100 runs come up off only 128 balls. That's well bowled by Kapildev. And Richardson gets away with a little edge there. Kapildev brought back to steady the boat here. It's all running away from India. Kapil's the sort of bowler who can pin the batsman down, cut down the run rate. But not this time. That's a glorious shot by Richardson. The commitment to the stroke is really something to be copied. When he decides to play the shot, the physical commitment is all there. Watches the ball, square on the offside. .115 now for 1, and these two going well. Haynes and on strike, Richie Richardson. Oh, bad fielding. Not good fielding there by little Mandraker. He's young enough to bend, the old professionals will tell him. But still a thumping shot from Richardson. Tremendous pace on the ball. A lot of runs coming in boundaries. Kapil Dev. And applause for Richie Richardson, because he too has a half century. Tremendous flow of runs coming from this man's bat. 125 for one. Almost 5 and over. Ravi Shastri. Oh, how often have we seen Richardson do that to Shastri, dancing down the pitch, driving through the covers. And this time, just opening the face of the bat a little bit more, sending the ball squarer. And unbelievably, look, Indians still have the close fielders in there in the hope of a short catch. It's the boundary that needs protecting. Fine shot, bad ball, short, long hop. Very unlike Kapil Dev, that. Quite unlike him to pull it down so short, but very like Desmond Haynes to see it quickly and whack it away through the wicket. West Indies are steaming on now. 137 for one. Remember, they need 196 to win this second test match. Ayub. It's past him. It's beaten him, and, well, all the Indian fielders say that's out. Kiran Mori, the keeper, runs up the pitch. Kapil Dev slips, says, come on, umpire, that's out. It must have bowled him. Richardson is clearly undecided, and there'll be a debate about this. Square leg umpire is a good one to consult, because he is absolutely the man who can see if the keeper's gloves touched the stumps or whether the ball rebounded off the keeper. Let's just look again. Certainly, Richardson plays and misses. Well, it looks by the reaction of Kiran Mori that Richardson has been bowled. But if neither umpire is certain, how can he be out? So we await the decision, and that's it. Richie Richardson has been given out. He's trying to explain that he might have thought the ball bounced off the keeper's gloves, but the umpires reached their verdict, and Richie Richardson is the second wicket to fall. Lots of runs he scored, and again we've seen a fine array of shots, powerful shots through the covers. Lovely footwork down the pitch. And one more look at his ultimate dismissal. He gets forward very early indeed, plays for some turn, but the ball from Ayub goes straight on, obviously clipped the off bail, and that was best seen by the umpire at square leg, not by the umpire this end, Lloyd Barker. But certainly the Indian fielders were absolutely certain that Richardson was bowled. 2 wickets down then, 142 runs. And this is a testing time for the incoming batsman, Keith Atherton, because he was out first ball in the first innings. Shastri to Desmond Haynes. They appealed for LBW, not out. Well, it's supposed to be serious out there. Desmond Haynes, very popular, jovial fellow, but still a very serious cricketer. And that's a very serious shot. A perfect response. Right out there, lovely shot, well balanced, full flow of the bat. He really has treated the crowd to some wonderful boundaries on this fourth day as West Indies complete their work at 154 for 2. Remember, chasing 196 to win this test match.
So here we go into the 5th day, West Indies needing just 42 runs to win. They say that cricket produces some turnips for the book, but I think I'm prepared to bet against them today. So India this morning putting everything into attack. Ravi Shastri to Desmond Haynes. Well played. It's racing away, the outfield's fast and dry. 161 now for 2. Last desperate ploy by India to bowl over the wicket with Ravi Shastri into the rough to Desmond Haynes. But he loses his line and again gets driven through the covers. Sweet shot by Desmond.
And again, Shastri over pitching upside the off stump, and a lovely shot.
Desmond Haynes, 91 not out. Oops. Chetan Sharma is the man who went down for it and missed it.
And this short, and Haynes again inside, taking every opportunity and hitting it very hard. And Chetan Sharma running around and just missed it.
Oh, that's a big one. That's got to be 6. It's well over to the scorebox, and it's 6 runs for Desmond Haynes. And Desmond Haynes scores his century. What a way to get there. He's a very happy cricketer, very pleasant man. And congratulations from an equally pleasant man, Kapil Dev.
Hawani up to Haynes, just up leg stump, and Haynes down on his knees and hitting it high over square leg.
Here comes Hirwani. Oh, that's a glorious shot. Gentle footwork, never rushing, gliding down, and a lovely sound of bat on ball. 4 runs to Atherton.
Hawani looking for that rough spot outside the off stump, and Atherton right down playing a lovely drive straight through the covers. He doesn't even move as the ball rolls towards the boundary.
Fine century by Desmond Haynes. And he got there very quickly. Look, 122 balls. That's because he hit 2 sixes and 12 fours. So just 14 runs now West Indies want to win, and 8 wickets still standing. Oh, that's a tremendous blow. What a crack.
Well, anything that's strained down the leg side, Desmond Haynes is quite willing to take his chances, and that one he picked it up and hit it very lovely, again over square leg, into the boundary.
Oh yes, that's a good shot.
That's it.
And that's it. Well played, Desmond Haynes, and well done, Keith Atherton. Very tense time for him. And so West Indies are jubilant. 196 for 2. West Indies win this second test match by 8 wickets. And so on we go to the third test match. That's at Port of Spain in Trinidad. And we hope you'll join us then.